Alright guys, on the bench there is a Galaxy DX 959 here. And so this one has a strange problem. So this one, even though I couldn't duplicate it, so it was sent to me, good customer, so I have no reason to doubt him about the issue. He stated that when he would plug the antenna in, the whole radio would shut off, completely off. Yeah, so a couple of things. When I opened this up, I noticed that in here, I can't find it now, but in the case there was a little piece of solder inside that case, which I'm not surprised. You know, Galaxy has some, quality control issues when it comes to their radios. So it's not surprising. Even the RCI stuff. In fact, the last RCI, what did I have? Forget what it was. 69 VHP, whatever it was, had quite a few pieces of solder in the case when I opened it up. But on top of that, I've noticed that right off the bat, I've been tightening up these chassis screws. And I've noticed that these come loose. It can create so many weird issues. This one of the first things I did was check the tightness on this. Now, short of throwing this thing out the window, I could not, for the life of me, duplicate the issue. So I'm thinking that during transport, when it was being sent to me, either some of the pieces, something was maybe bridged across two legs or something, or something got jostled loose and finally fell out, and now it's it's not doing anything. This thing is working perfectly, and yeah. Let me tell you, this thing's got the best talkback I've ever heard on any radio. So this is like, I don't know if I said it before, this is the first DX 959 I've ever worked on. Lots of Galaxies, but this is definitely the first 959. Now, I don't know if all of the talkbacks are like this, but test, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, audio, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Roger beep, I have it turned on, which is right there. But let me tell you, this has some really clear talkback. I'm really impressed with that feature. It will squeal a little bit, but you can definitely get yourself some loud talkback on this radio. So let me tell you, when these Galaxies are working good, they are such good radios. Especially if you kind of do like a quality control on them before you put them into service. What I mean by that is just kind of go over it and inspect some of these solder joints. So this one here, another issue that could be causing this is when they soldered this. Try to show you guys. There is some thin solder, and so much so that some of the copper traces don't even have tinning on them, And this is the SWR board, so who knows if this could be something. Over here by the audio IC, there's more super thin traces, and in fact spots where there's no solder. Yeah, so that's something I've noticed. And even just in general, some of these areas here that's super thin. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up, well, I already tightened up all these screws, but I'm going to go back and reflow a lot of this area here, just to double check and make sure that you know, nothing is weird in there. I'm going to go back through this audio, some of this audio IC traces here, because this gets really hot here. This is extremely hot here. So who knows if some thermal action is, you know, taking hold of some of this and causing this thing to overheat. And then with these thin traces, I mean, who knows? Like I said, I have tried and tried and tried to get this thing to turn on and off as I'm plugging and unplugging this antenna, and I cannot get this thing to shut off. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that those pieces of solder I found were probably bridging something. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of these super thin traces here. Put a microscope under some of these. I'll probably inspect the whole radio and make sure that oh yeah, look, you can even see in the back here too. I didn't even notice this until right now. But even behind this SWR board, you can see it's super thin there. In fact, you can see the copper trace underneath. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go through this whole area here where the antenna plug is. This trace here is really, really close to this chassis ground here. So I wonder if a piece fell out of somewhere here. You know, that it's a strong possibility. So yeah, along with that, I'm going to it's an LED installed in there, and unlock the clarifier, which are two things that are pretty easy to do. But with that being said, I do not hate Galaxy radios. I do not hate I do not hate export black box radios, whatever you want to call them. They have their problems, like all of them do. But let me tell you, this is a really nice radio, and this one's actually FCC compliant. It actually has an FCC ID on the back, so that's good. But yeah, I was messing around with this, and let me tell you, this thing has some really great features. RF power, so it goes all the way down to, let me see. Let me plug this in. Still on? Yep, still on. This goes from, let's turn this down. You get 2 watts. This is a carrier, all the way up to 5-watt carrier. Alright, we have dim, so you can push, this is a push button with the dimmer. RF gain, mic gain, along with the Roger beep. So you can turn the Roger beep on and off. Let's turn talk back on. Oh, I don't even have this plugged in. That's why. Okay, Roger beep's on. There we go. Talk back. I like the Roger beep. I know some people don't like the Roger beep, but I like the Roger beep. Volume squelch, whatever, everything else, the tone, mode, CBPA switch, noise blanker, A&L, and then this is the for your meter, if you want power, modulation or SWR, clarifier, and talkback. So this is a really, it's got all the features that you would want. No echo, but that's something I don't really would care about. So this would, I'd consider getting one of these radios actually. And this one's in really nice shape. This one, for some reason, all the Galaxies that come across my workbench are always beat up. Well, I'm doing the clarifier mod on this 959 here. And I came across something that I had mentioned before. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Give you guys a couple of seconds if you see something abnormal. Did you guys spot it? Yeah, right there. Stuck in the flux. Crazy, huh? Wonder if that's what was causing the issue all along. So this was... Oh, damn it. Where'd it go? I lost it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this was stuck in the radio. Now this is, yeah, just doesn't want to focus. There we go. I tried seeing where this thing could have popped out of, but I couldn't find anything, and the radio is working. Everything, all the functions are working. So I'm thinking this is just something from, I don't know, maybe when they ground down all the, you know, after they soldered it, maybe when they started grinding down, maybe this thing just flung out of someplace. But I couldn't see where it was coming from. But yeah, it was just stuck in the flux. You can see it's all coated in flux here. Yeah, that's like the third little piece I've removed. Well, two of them were just, you know, when I took the case out, the cases off, they just, you know, fell out. And this one here, when I went to go do the clarifier mod, and flip this thing over, flipped over this, you know, this whole front. Yeah, it was just hanging right there in the flux. So, my opinion, and this is just my opinion, anybody that's buying a Galaxy or a Ranger radio should probably have a tech go through it all, you know, before even putting it into use, you know, into service, and inspecting it, you know, making sure that, you know, there's no stray pieces, because this is very common, very, very, very common. Almost every single Ranger or Galaxy radio I open up for the first time, you know, hasn't been touched, always seems to have a stray piece or two inside of it. And this is a good example of, you know, poor quality control, I guess. But it's all of them, all the manufacturers. You know, President seems to be the better of, you know, all the new radios. You know, President definitely has their things together. But and again, I'm not knocking Galaxy. You know, I'm just saying, you know, it happens to a lot of the manufacturers, and I think it's worth paying your tech, whoever your tech is, your favorite guy. Open up the radio, brand new out of the package. Open up the cases, you know, make sure that there's no, you know, stray pieces or little, or, you know, solder bridging. Even in the brand new radios. Just go through it, do I wouldn't even say an alignment, but it probably wouldn't hurt. Um, put it on a signal generator, make sure it's on frequency, just do kind of like a quality control before it's, before you put it into service, the end user puts it into service, so just my opinion, or, you yourself, open it up, look inside, if you have some sort of like electronics knowledge, kind of use like a magnifying glass, or maybe like some sort of magnification, and just kind of look through the bottom of the radio, top of the radio, etc., etc. But yeah, that little piece could have been the issue all along with this radio. So yeah, I just thought I'd want to document that. So, and another thing is, there's some weird. It's not flux, or it could be flux residue, but you see it on this PCB here, and there's a little bit more here. There's some weird, almost like corrosive coating or something on the on some of these PCBs here. Look at this right here. So it's like a fuzz. It's so weird, and again, it's it's worth going through these radios, even brand new. Buy them, send them to your tech, or if your tech buys radios, have your tech buy a radio, go through it, and then send it out to you. It's worth a couple bucks. Peace of mind anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all this weird fuzz, clean up all this all the residue here. I'm gonna do the clarifier mod. There's a couple of things. I'm gonna do the LED in the meter, but I already gone through some of the bottom here and reflowed a lot of these super thin traces. I did that whole area there. That transistor right there. I'll probably do the regulator, thicken up some of these traces. Yeah. But something to consider when you guys are buying, actually any radio, any radio really. Galaxy, Ranger, Uniden, whatever, President. Have somebody go through it first, just for peace of mind. Alright, stand by for the next clip. Alright, so just about done with the radio. You can see I put an LED in the meter. I think it makes such a huge difference on the way this radio looks. It really does. That incandescent bulb is just doesn't belong with this radio. So yeah, that's looking way better now. And what else? So I got the clarifier unlocked, and also got the customer wanted the carrier lowered back down to 1 watt. So the RF power here, because before it was like just around 2.5 watts, I think, or 2 watts was the lowest. So the customer wanted it, down to 1. So I got that done for him. Yeah, and you can go back and look at some of the traces a little bit more detail, I guess. But this is what I found in the radio. So, well, that's the hot dog light that that was removed, and these 2 jumpers were for the clarifier mod. So those really have nothing to do with what I'm about to say, but these 3 random pieces, so that's just a chunk of solder that was in there, and that was right from Galaxy. This was actually on a surface mount, I think it was a capacitor, and it was ready to fall off. It was pretty close to bridging over to the next component, and then this piece here that was, just hanging there, stuck on the flux. So, yeah, again, super important to kind of just put your eyes on, open up the radio, put your eyes on it, and just try to get rid of all these random pieces that Galaxy and Ranger leave in there. But yeah, that's radio's working awesome. I think this is a good radio now. You should have no problems with it. But yeah, we can go back and look at some of the. Let me get a non-conductive pointer here because the radio's on. But I went through, reflowed all of these. This joint here, that's the SWR board. I reflowed, kind of thickened up this whole area here, behind there. If you'll remember, this area here was super thin. That trace was super thin. So I just kind of, with lots of flux, lots of cleaning. So what I did first was I went over it with one of these fiberglass brushes. Very super handy to have. It takes just enough material off of the trace to get the corrosion off the copper, but it's still not coarse enough to completely remove the trace. So these fiberglass pen brushes work really well. So that's what I did first, and then lots of flux, lots and lots and lots of flux. I used a Kester. I'm trying to look for it. I don't know where I put my little flux. Oh, here it is. This is my favorite flux to use, just good all around flux. So, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to get this from a reputable place because there's lots of imposters out there that claim it's Kester, but it's not. So, yeah, get it from a reputable place. So, I still have to clean this up here, but yeah, beefed up these this whole area here, beefed up this whole area here along there, beefed up some of the traces here that were still at the bare copper, right around here too, thickened up some of those spots there. Yeah, so I kind of just went over this whole back side of this board and just tried to find any either bad solder joint, cold solder joint, component bridging, and I'm pretty confident now that the radio is going to be working well. So yeah, and that's really about it. So I unlocked the clarifier. Let's get this thing hooked back up. Alright, so yeah, we're on AM channel 19. Let me key up here. Alright. Actually center this a little bit more. Right on. So now let me key up here. We can see how much we get. Sorry for the glare. Trying to. Okay. So we got 27.18. We'll call it 4.0. And all the way back up to 27.1860. Yeah, so that's a pretty good range, I'd say. Yeah, so it's a good looking radio. I enjoyed working on it. So the clarifier mod is really easy on these. So there's a couple of ways you can go about doing it. I took the two jumpers off, one there and then the other one there, and then you run 8 volts, which this is the 8-volt rail right here. You run your 8 volts right to the one of the pins on the connector that goes up to the clarifier pot. It's pin 1. So technically that's one of the legs you removed from one of the jumpers. There's another way. I think you remove a couple of resistors and you jump the 8 volts as well, but super easy. There is a mod to increase the slide, but definitely not recommended for these radios. They drift as it is, and you're going to be chasing this clarifier all over the place. Especially if it's going from cold to hot, hot to cold, etc., etc. You're going to be an unhappy camper. So I think that's enough slide anyway. So yeah, let me get the radio back together, and actually we can see, let's do the RF power. So it's all the way down, key up. You got 1 watt. All right. Let me go all the way up. It should be right around 5. 4.5. Yeah. All right, so that's perfect. So it's exactly what the customer wanted. He wanted the 3 things done: RF power, clarifier unlocked, and LED in the meter. And of course, the whole issue with the antenna being plugged in, turning off the radio. I'm pretty much convinced that these little pieces here and the two or three that fell out when I first opened the case were the culprits. But anyway, let me get this enough rambling here. Let me get the speakers soldered back in and the covers back on, and we'll see how it sounds, and do some channel surfing, see what's out there. All right, stand by. All right, she's all back together, looking good. This is one of the nicer Galaxies that I have ever worked on. I don't know why. I think I said it before. Man, some of these are just banged up to hell and back, but this one is this is a good-looking Galaxy. And I wouldn't say it's new. I think this one's from, what is this, 2014? Yeah, 0314. So, but it's looking good. So we're gonna do a monitor radio test, see how it sounds. I'm gonna be talking through this. Probably my most favorite mic, especially for a mobile radio, is this Telex Turner RK56. This is back when they were, I mean, they're still good, but this is an older one. And it's, these mics just sound great. So, alright, we're on channel 19. Clarifier centered. Talkback's off. Squelch. Mic gains up. RF gains up. Dimmer. RF power's up. Everything's good. Alright, let's see how it sounds. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing this Galaxy DX959. Sounding good. Sounding real good, I think. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. This Galaxy DX9 sounding really good, really good. All right, guys. So next step is to put this on the antenna and see if we can get some skip going, and yeah, maybe we can get a radio check, possibly. All right, stand by. All right, well, I got her hooked up to the antenna. Let's see how it sounds. See if we can get some skip, I mean.
Buena señal para acá, para el Caribe. El nombre por acá, Alfredo que te saluda. Saluda, Alfredo. Going on your world summer, brother. Have a super fine day. Love to the fullest. Ball, stand par, 281 got down.
Be that Walter. Be careful, dear thing. South America. I'm getting almost all the lights on over here. So 73, my friend. Puerto Rico. Oh my God. Oh my God almighty, that sounds terrible. Wow. This is the East Coast of the island, Puerto Rico, port 21. Puerto Rico, where we go. 421, Puerto
That's
Rico,
what I
we're
do.
for you.
This band, the other bands, that's what I do, so they answer me. All right.
009, we heard you in there. Oh, there's like a lot of stations. If you get a grip on me, 73, and thank you for the contact, my friend.
Gotta be relentless. Gotta be relentless.
09 Texas, 421, Puerto Rico, we heard you.
All right, guys, I think you get the idea here. Yeah, Skip really isn't coming in. It's been super cloudy, which, you know, really doesn't. Hold on.
Outstanding signal. So thank you much for the contact on 73, 421. This is the southeast of the island, USO.
Southeast Puerto Rico. But yeah, so we got ourselves a good radio again. I'm sure the my customer's going to be happy with this. That he's got everything he wanted out of this Galaxy done. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I've got some pretty cool news coming up with a specific CB manufacturer and some possible partnerships, yeah, believe it or not, with myself. So I've been talking to a pretty cool representative, and I'll give you guys a little bit more details later on as they progress. But I'm looking forward to the way things have been progressing lately for myself and in the CB world. So yeah, stay tuned for some pretty cool news. All right, guys, thanks for watching.